Buddha, we have just one episode of White Lotus left. We just finished watching the penultimate episode of the season, Killer Instincts. A lot went down, a lot got set up for what should be a crazy finale. Let's get into it. I thought this one was a bit of a tease, a bit of a slowdown. Some of those old padding out the season habits creeping back in, but mostly an exciting continuation of what I thought was the strongest episode yet, episode 6. This episode is all about violence. It's in the title, Killer Instincts. It's in that Muay Thai match that Mike White keeps cutting to. It's in the teachings of the lead monk at the monastery. And it's in the actions of every character. Or is it? Rockwell and Goggins go to Sitala's house. We finally meet Kun Jim. I was hella worried about Sam Rockwell and Sitala because we know what he's into, but luckily they just chill out and watch some old Sitala music videos, which was awesome. Meanwhile, Jim and Rick have a much more explosive moment. After dancing around each other, Rick finally confronts Kun Jim. It seems like something clicked with Jim when Rick mentioned his own mother's name, but we're not totally sure. Rick pulls the gun, wants to shoot Jim, can't shoot Jim. You've got to imagine Amrita's teachings are echoing in his head, but it all ends up a bit anticlimactic. He chooses nonviolence, but for how built up that moment was, it is surprisingly low-key. Mileage may vary on it. Meanwhile, the ladies wish this trip ended days ago. They get to the dinner and they seem ready to kill each other. They don't even have the good manners to watch Fabian's heartbreaking musical performance. So Lori says fuck this and bounces to watch the Muay Thai fight with the Russians. Back at the monastery, Lachlan and Piper, like Vicky Ratliff predicted, are kind of missing their creature comforts. Some Rick Chelsea defenders out there, but Rick is not available. Chelsea wants to fix the next wounded little birdie and Saxon needs help. That moment in the bedroom felt very charged to me. After Rick decides not to kill Jim Hollinger, he and Frank have a wild night out. They're smoking crack, they're doing coke. Rick makes this nasty smirk, which to me said, I didn't kill, so I'm a good man, so now I can go do some disgusting, amoral shit. He's taking the teachings of Buddhism and wellness and applying them in exactly the wrong way. It's a brilliant move by the show and a horrible move by the character. Lori has a big night, gets laid, immediately starts getting conned by the snake-tattooed Russian. She also realizes that they're the robbers after spotting some of the stolen goods. The Russian's girlfriend storms in, slaps her out of the window. Lori makes it back to the White Lotus. A bit of a scare there. The episode ends with Tim as it always does. He has another fantasy, no, not about Duke losing in the Final Four next weekend. It seems like he actually might want to pull the trigger this time, but the gun is gone. And with that, we head to the finale. It is reportedly 90 minutes, which if true, that means we are getting a movie. There's no other way to say it. There is a lot riding on this finale. The pressure is high, but I think it will deliver. We know these characters so well, almost too well, that whatever's coming next is going to be explosive, big, ridiculously consequential. Tomorrow, I will be recapping this episode with Baldan Dowd, Allison Sivitz on the Schmearcast podcast, so tune in for that. And in the meantime, drop your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the episode? Did it work for you? Are you psyched for the finale? Are you nervous? Let me know.